Meeting come to order, please. Roll call, if you press your button, please. Record the roll. Thank you. Staff announcements.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. We just have a couple of announcements. We have 3 withdrawals. Item 11, under final plat, Silver Stream Farm, Section 4E. Item 12, The Grove, Section 6, and that's number 12. And item 13, which is the establishment of a landscaping bond for On Track Art Studios. Other than that, that's all we would have tonight.
Thank you. Consideration of minutes of November 13, 2014. Any corrections or changes?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Prepare to vote. Vote now. Record it. Motion carries. Thank you. Any old business?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Consent agenda. Anyone on the commission wishing to pull a item off the consent agenda for separate discussion, please say so now. Otherwise, we'll take it as a whole. Anyone? Staff?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll begin with item 3, King's Chapel, Section 4B, performance bond for wastewater collection, $67,500. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 2 months in order to provide adequate time for the applicant to procure the required letters. Item 4, King's Chapel, Section 4B, performance bond for water, $15,000. Recommendation, release the bond. Item 5, King's Chapel, Section 4B, performance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $210,000. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 6, Vulcan Materials, performance bond for landscaping, revegetation, $53,350. Recommendation, increase the amount to $63,350 for a period of 1 year. Item 7, Watkins Creek, Section 5, performance bond for landscaping, $5,800. Recommendation, convert to maintenance, the amount of $2,000 and extend for a period of 6 months. Item 8, Watkins Creek, Section 5, performance bond for roads, drainage, erosion control, $157,000. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 1 year.
Thank you, sir. Any questions on consent? Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Prepare to vote. Vote now. Record it. Motion carries. Thank you. Agenda items. Number 9, site plan review for Clovercroft Acres non-traditional treatment and disposal system on 190 acres located off Clovercroft Road in the 5th voting district. Staff?
The applicant is requesting site plan approval for a proposed non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system in the Rural Development 1 zoning district. The proposed system will serve a residential subdivision that is planned for the property. The county zoning ordinance requires a site plan for a proposed non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system to be approved before a concept plan for the use the system will serve may be approved. The subject property totals approximately 190 acres in size and is located on the south side of Clovercroft Road, immediately east of the Bell Chase subdivision. Natural resources include several water courses and areas of steep slopes and woodlands, which are primarily located in the southern portion of the site. Approximately 33% of the site is covered in tree canopy. The proposed system will utilize recirculating sand filter technology to treat wastewater generated by the proposed subdivision. The treatment system will be located in the north-central portion of the site, approximately 550 feet from the nearest property line. A design development report and detailed soils investigation report were prepared by the applicant and submitted to the county. The county's wastewater consultant has reviewed these reports and is recommending approval of the proposed site plan. A certificate of convenience and necessity has been approved by the Tennessee Regulatory Authority. A conceptual layout for the proposed subdivision has been included as sheet 8 of the site plan packet. This conceptual layout is provided for illustrative purposes only and has not been reviewed for compliance with applicable regulations. It is staff's opinion that the combination of distance, topography, existing vegetation, and proposed vegetation will serve to adequately screen the treatment system from adjacent properties. This site plan is in order and staff recommends approval. Prior to final plat submittal for the first section of the proposed subdivision, a zoning certificate must be obtained for the completed treatment and disposal system. Prior to issuance of the zoning certificate, the applicant shall provide the following. 1, a letter from TDEC indicating that the non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system was installed and is functioning. 2, as-built drawings showing the location of all system components and a sealed certification letter from the design engineer indicating that the non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system was constructed in accordance with the approved construction plans and specifications. 3, a letter from the owner utility provider indicating that it has accepted the non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system and is currently operating same. 4, the posting of a performance bond in the amount of $146,600 for the non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system as specified by the county's wastewater consultant. And 5, the posting of a performance bond in the amount of $28,750 for landscaping improvements.
Thank you, sir. Questions of staff? Pete?
Yeah. And you're right up there, you say it's approximately 550 foot from any of the closest property line. But I think on about page 3 in your plat, it shows it's 217 foot from the eastern property line. I was just wondering if this was, I misread it wrong or what.
Yeah, that's a good question, Mr. Mosley. The property line that you're referring to, I believe, is not this parcel property line, but that's a property line that will exist once the treatment and disposal system is transferred to the utility provider.
Say that.
I think that's a future.
Say that where we can understand it.
Well, that's a future property line, not an existing property line. That portion of the parcel is part of the development site.
So it's inside the total site plan? Is that what you're saying, Mike?
Yes, sir. If you look at sheet 2, you can see the boundary that's in a solid line surrounding the treatment and disposal system. That's the area that is ultimately going to be transferred to the utility provider, but the existing parcel boundary is further east.
Future homeowners will buy property closer than 500 foot to the system then, is what you're saying?
Potentially, depending on how the subdivision is laid out.
Most likely.
But from the existing property lines, it's 550 feet.
Okay.
Any other questions? Is that it, Pete? Anything else? I'm sorry, Paul?
I would assume that we're looking at the ingress, egress on subdivision this size with the sewage treatment plant being up front. It looks like it could be only one way in and one way out.
There is a illustrative plan as sheet number 8, and that shows the concept, at least at this point, of how the subdivision will be designed in relation to the system. So there is one entrance to the subdivision as currently planned. And you're right, the access will be reviewed when the concept plan for the subdivision is submitted.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other comments? Motion?
Mr. Chairman, move for approval with recommendations of staff.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Prepare to vote. Vote now. Record it. Motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item 10, non-residential site plan review for Sycamore Farms Event Center, Rural Retreat Extensive on 27.47 acres located at 4866 Murfreesboro Road in the 5th voting district. Staff?
The applicant is requesting approval of a rural retreat extensive use in the Rural Development 1 district. The Property is approximately 27 acres in size and is located on Murfreesboro Road. Parcels surrounding the property in question range in size from 20 to approximately 100 acres and are used for agricultural or residential purposes. The applicant is proposing to construct a 7,985 square foot building for use as a wedding and event center. The applicant proposes to host weddings and receptions, corporate events, rehearsal dinners, video shoots, and similar events. In conjunction with this property, the applicant is proposing to construct right and left turn lanes within the existing right-of-way of Murfreesboro Road. The Tennessee Department of Transportation has reviewed and approved said roadway improvements. Water service is provided by Millcrofton Utility District, and wastewater is handled via on-site septic. At the time of this writing, the Williamson County Department of Sewage Disposal Management is evaluating this request. Bulk and performance standards have been met, as have the specific requirements associated with rural retreat extensive uses. The submitted landscaping plan has been reviewed and approved. Site plan is in order and pending approval of the septic facilities by the Williamson County Department of Sewage Disposal Management by meeting date. Staff recommends approval with the following stipulations. Number one, the posting of a performance bond for landscaping in the amount of $12,600. Number two, turn lane improvements must be completed in accordance with the approved plans prior to the issuance of the certificate of occupancy. And number three, execution of a stormwater maintenance agreement and submission of an operation and maintenance plan for stormwater improvements. Mr. Chairman, one additional item, the Department of Sewage Disposal Management has approved this request.
Thank you, sir. Questions of staff? Comments? Anybody awake? Thank you. Any further discussion? Prepare to vote. Vote now. Record the vote. Motion carries. Thank you. Any other business? Mike, where'd Joe go? Any other business, Joe? What do you want?
I want
Hey,
to talk
she's
to
a
you.
proud winner. She wants to brag.
No, actually I don't. I just want to make sure that everyone got not only the copy of the judge's order, but also the memo. There is a period after the judge's order within which the petitioners can file a notice of appeal. So as far as I'm concerned, this is still pending litigation as far as comments, questions, discussion purposes. I'll let you know if we receive a notice of appeal or anything else in that regard. But if you have any questions about the memo or the judge's order, or if you didn't get it, let me know. But if you receive any phone calls, whether it's from, well, anyone, frankly, just continue to decline comment or direct them to me, or both, actually. That's all I wanted.
Can I make a comment about that?
Yes.
Thank you. I think one of the things that we as a commission ought to take away from this, if you read that near the very end, Judge Martin took an opportunity to say, had we not approved that plat that was in full compliance with our regulations, we would have been acting illegally. If you read that, I think you probably remember that. And I think that's one of the lessons we need to take out of this, if there's anything in there. The rest of it is legalese as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Anything else? Let's adjourn. We're gone.